Are you the type of traveler who brings their entire house with them on vacation, just in case they might need it? Well, fear not, my fellow overpackers. We are here to help you streamline your packing list and only bring the essentials for your next trip, especially those long ones.
We travel a lot, and we've been asked many times, including by family, what do you recommend for travel based on what you've learned? And what are the tricks of the trade and things that you'd recommend that you actually use when you go on trips, especially long trips like we take? So today we put those together for you in our ultimate travel list. I'm talking to you from home, and these are things that we all have and use, some of them for years, and we wanted to share them with you because we've really found that these are the things that help us travel comfortably and travel well. And we wanted to share them with you because we've learned this the hard way in some cases and don't want you to have to do that. So come along and we'll share it with you now. The first thing up is this suitcase, and this is something that I have personally learned the hard way. Chris got on this suitcase bandwagon before I did, but I've learned, and this thing rocks. This thing is so light, and it allows us to get everything we need checked under 50 pounds and actually pack what we need to without having to worry about checked bag fees and that kind of stuff. It's incredibly light. It's 7 pounds lighter than the previous suitcase that I had, and those 7 pounds make a huge difference. It's also got a lot of pockets and things that you can shove stuff into when you're either checking or after you've gotten off the plane and you're moving stuff around. The big thing I like about this, and I learned this the hard way too, is it's got 4 wheels and it spins. And let me tell you, I had others with just 2 wheels where you had to lift this thing and then pull it like this, and it just doesn't work as well, especially when you're in these foreign countries and you're going across all this terrain and stuff. Having this spinner and the ability to have this really lightweight suitcase has made all the difference. And I will always carry this suitcase or whatever the newest version is until they get it as light as possible. We have not found anything lighter, and we've been on a lot of trips and it's been really durable too. So this is a winner, and we expect you would love it too. Another thing that we've really come to appreciate is these simple packing cubes. You can see I've got a couple here. This is a really cool invention that allows you to put your stuff into these individual color-coded cubes here, pack them together, and then just put this in the suitcase. They're vented, they have nice zippers on them, and what we do is put like stuff in. So I'll put socks and underwear and things in one, and I'll put shorts and jeans in another and t-shirts in another. They're color coded so you can kind of remember what's where, but it really allows you to maximize your space and then shrink together stuff. You can also really save, in my experience, wrinkling, because I can put certain things together and they don't wrinkle as bad. These are really easy to use. They're obviously very lightweight, and something that we have found has made a big difference. Sometimes we don't even unpack. Sometimes I just take these and put them in a drawer somewhere, or even leave them in the suitcase and then feed what I need from the suitcase itself. This has made a big difference because I don't shove stuff in all these little pockets. I can kind of keep things together, especially the small stuff, and it's made a big difference in how we travel, and we love it. We really recommend these. Okay, no matter what suitcase you have and no matter how hard you pack, we all have been to the panic of, am I overweight, and is this particular person on this particular day going to let me get by with it or not? This happens to us a lot, or it did, until we got this. And this is a luggage wear. It's a digital luggage wear that you basically wrap around the strap of your luggage, turn it on, and then you pull it up. And when you pull it up, it gives you the weight in pounds or kilograms. It works off a lithium battery that comes with it. I think we got 2 when we bought these, and it has come in so handy. We both keep one with us in case one fails or we lose it or whatever. But every time we pack, we check it out, and we don't have all the drama of getting to the airport and being a little bit overweight and having to move stuff around or etc. It's also really helped us just stay chill, knowing that when we get to the airport, we're not going to have to fight that battle. And we've loved it. This thing is so handy. We just throw it in our luggage in the side pocket here and forget about it until we need it. And it has absolutely been a big part of what keeps us calm on our travel, and one that we really recommend to everybody that's checking bags. Okay, when you're traveling, once you get to wherever you're going, you oftentimes need something to carry your stuff around in. And I have a very large backpack that has a lot of compartments for my computer and all my stuff that I carry with me when I'm traveling all over the world that I don't want to pack around locally wherever I am in the world. So I really love this very lightweight, kind of generic backpack. You can see it's really simple. It's got a place for my iPad or whatever, but it's also very lightweight. It's very generic in terms of how it looks. It's easy to carry around. And what I found is if I just kind of fold this up and put it in my suitcase until I think about needing it, it's there. It doesn't take a lot of weight. But then when I'm wherever I am, I can leave the big backpack at home with all the stuff in it, and then just have something that allows me to take whatever I want to take that day with me easily. And this thing's been great. It's like I said, it's generic. It doesn't have a lot of anything fancy, but it really is functional, and it's really nice to have an alternative to my big backpack that I really want when I'm in the airport and packing around the world, but not when I'm on the ground and going to the beach or on a hike or whatever it is. So this one's a good one, and I really recommend it. Okay, now let's talk about this little baby. This one has really made a difference for me. I like a black suitcase. I don't want a funny colored suitcase, and I don't want a multicolored suitcase, but of course the problem with a black suitcase is so does everybody else have one. So what I have found is this thing has made all the difference in the world. This of course is tie-dye. You can get them in 1,000 different things, but it's a Velcro wrap that goes around your luggage tag, and then you can put them here. Sometimes I put it here, and so it allows you to see uniquely what is yours, and that is when all the thousands of black bags come, you can see, okay, mine's the one with tie-dye on it. This thing has been all over the place and it's never fallen off. It's even got a place inside where you can add your name. You can see I haven't done that yet. But we recommend that you get these because in the sea of black bags, you'll want to know which one's yours, and it also helps some stranger from taking your bag accidentally. Totally recommend this, and we'll never go anywhere without it. Okay, if you're going to travel, you're going to need travel adapters, and we've been through a bunch of these too. Of course, they've evolved over time, and the one that we've got now, we just got in the last 6 months or so, and we're really loving it. As you can see, it's got 2 plugs on it, but it's also got USBs on it and this built-in cord here with a USB. What I like about this is this whole set gives you pretty much every plug you'll ever need for anywhere in the world. You can see I've got all of these here, and I've got one of them out. But the way it works is you can just pull this back, and then you attach the plug that you need, the adapter that you need, onto the back. And then you've got the particular configuration that you need. So if you're going out of the country and you're going to 3 or 4 different countries, you just bring this, of course, and then the plugs that you need for those particular countries, and you've got everything you need. There's no buying standalone units for Europe or for Africa or Israel or wherever you're going. You can buy this, you have the whole set, and then you come home and you take what you need on your particular trip, put them back in this thing, which is what I do to keep them straight, and then just, the next trip, pull this on. This has been great, of course, because it's got not only the plugs, but the USBs, and of course, with our phone chargers and that kind of stuff, we a lot of times do USBs and then a hub to the USB where we can get multiple devices in. This has been great, and we really recommend it. It's been a lot easier to use than things we've done in the past, and we found that it holds up well and it stays in the wall well, which is also a problem with these sometimes. So this is a good one, and as you look around at travel chargers, we'd really recommend this one. When I travel, I must have coffee. And Chris loves coffee as well, not as much as me. But what we have found is you can't always count on having access to coffee like you like everywhere in the world. If we're in an Airbnb, they may or may not have a coffee machine, an espresso machine, or they may have one of those where you have to put 8 gallons of water in it and it cooks all day, which is not my kind of coffee. So I have found a machine, this little Nespresso Mini machine here, that makes Nespresso coffee everywhere in the world. So I take this everywhere we go, and it is a staple in our travels. And so it's essentially this tiny, very lightweight Nespresso machine. It uses the regular Nespresso capsules, and then no matter where I am, we can have coffee, and it has been something that we use like crazy. Oftentimes we'll take this with us in a few capsules, and then I'll just buy local coffee wherever I am. We were in Paris recently, and I took this with me, had a few that I brought from the US, and then bought local espresso pods locally. It's been a lifesaver. We love it, and if you're a coffee drinker, you know what I mean. You can't count on, or maybe sometimes you just don't want to get up and walk down the street to the coffee shop. This thing has been amazing, and it goes with me everywhere we go. We travel a lot and are often places where we need sun protection and a hat. And so over the years we had a lot of hats. Baseball hats, straw hats, hats from Mexico, hats we got at some hotel because we forgot our hat. And then we found these, and we really recommend these. These are Tilley sun hats, and they're actually made to size, so you can select your size to make sure you get a good fit. What I like about this one is it's vented. The top of it's vented, so you can actually wear this thing and it doesn't, make you sweat to death, and it gives you a little air ventilation in there. The other thing is it's got a wide brim, as you can see, so when you put it on, you've got plenty of sun protection for your face and your neck. And this is the cool part, I think. It snaps up. These sides snap up. So if you want to put the snaps up for a while and just wear it, like a regular hat, you can do so. It's really, it's easily washed. It has easily packed. You can smash it. We put the two together in one of our packing cubes, and it comes out looking great. So it's warranted for life as well, I think. It's adjustable with the strings and that kind of thing. So what we have found is this thing is versatile enough to really give us what we need, and we get rid of all the other hats. And because it packs easy, you don't have to worry about throwing your hat up in the bin in the airline and some of that stuff like those other ones. So I got it in black, Chris got it in tan, and we've really been happy with these. It's wonderful for men, for women, for anybody that's looking for sun protection. And of course, you know how important that is. So we travel with these all the time and absolutely love them. We think you will too. Now this is something that I am frankly passionate about, and it's an eye mask. I know that sounds crazy, but these things really are necessary, and when you need them, and you know when you get a good one, and this is a good one. We've had many attempts at this, free and expensive, inexpensive, different ways to go about this thing, and we've landed on this, and this is my forever eye mask. You can see it's fabric, and it's got these pods inside that hold your eyes, which are adjustable with Velcro, so you can, get them to your particular width and where you want them. I think the most important thing is they've got this deep cup on it, and so when you open your eyes, or you're moving your eyes around or whatever it is, it's not like there's fabric smashed up against your eye. Your eyes are very free to move, and for me, that was always an uncomfortable thing with other ones. This thing is incredibly soft. It's got, like I said, the ability to move the pads around, and then it's got Velcro in the back that allows you to put it around your head. I move around a lot when I sleep, and this thing moves with me, and it's always comfortable. It also doesn't bind into my ears like some of the other ones do with elastic and that kind of stuff. So what I have found is I use this on the plane, I use this when we travel, and I use this even sometimes at home. The other thing is it's incredibly effective because I don't have any light seeping in around this thing. So when I put this thing on, it is dark, which is exactly what I want. This is not cheap, but I will tell you it's one of the best investments we've made in terms of travel, and one that we highly recommend to anybody that will listen to us. If you travel a lot, you need earplugs for a lot of different things. Obviously on the plane, you want to block out noise sometimes when you're trying to sleep. But also just as you travel around, oftentimes there'll be noise out on the street or in the hotel or whatever it is that you want to block out. These are the ones that we like. They're the purple ones. They're super spongy, and they're very inexpensive, but they're the ones that we use. They are great because you can really shrink them down before you put them in your ear. And then of course they expand. We like these because they're disposable, so they're sanitary. You don't have to use them over and over again. They're inexpensive and they're really effective. There are a lot of different ones out there that we found, from wax to these other shaped ones that had all of these things. We have found this is absolutely the ones that work best for us, and they've come in handy so many times. We just shove these in our suitcase and they're always there. And we have been very happy that we've had these many places, and recommend that you get them too. We all travel and we all worry about pickpockets. We've been warned about pickpockets. I've been pickpocketed. The only time I've been pickpocketed was at the Vatican, believe it or not. But you always hear about taking a money belt, and I've got one on now. So, you know, sometimes you need your wallet to be back at home, and you want to just take what you need. Maybe that's your passport, some cash, whatever it is, and you want to keep it secure, given pickpockets, which are a worldwide problem. And we recommend this one here. It's strapped right now to my body, but I can tell you that it easily comes off when you need it, and it's got multiple pockets so you can keep your different things handy. It's stretch, of course, so you can adjust it to fit you. And then what's neat is the underside of it's comfortable, so I have it against my bare skin and it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't even really feel like it's there once you get it on. Of course, I keep it under my shirt. And so if you ever need your access to it and you don't want to take it off, you can either go to a restroom or whatever it might be, or you even do it on the street if you want to. But then you have access to the different pockets and your money and your passport and that kind of thing. These things do work. It's unfortunate that we need them, but it's good that they have them. And of course, in lieu of your wallet, which is in your back pocket or even your front pocket, pickpockets know how to do that. It's very difficult to get something that's underneath your shirt and then strapped to your body and zippered. So we use these when we're in places where we really have to worry about it, and so far we've had no trouble. I have been pickpocketed once, and I swear I don't know how it happened, because I was being so careful and everything was in my front pocket, and by the time I got back to where I was going, the thief had charged up thousands of dollars on my credit card. So with these, we don't worry about that anymore. They're easy, they're washable, and it's something that we recommend you take on your next trip if you need it. When we travel, we walk a lot, intentionally. And you know, sometimes we walk 10 to 20 miles a day. And then of course, while we're traveling, we also want to be able to have shoes to work out in and that are somewhat versatile, so we're not having to take too many pair of shoes. And forever, I was addicted to Nike, and still love Nike for running. But what we have found are these HOKAs, H-O-K-A. These shoes are really wonderful, and they're perfect for traveling and for all the walking we do. You can see they've got this incredible cushioning system, and what we have found is it really is different from just running shoes or workout shoes. You can see they're somewhat stylish. They're pretty thick through the sole because of all the cushioning, but we've got them in different colors, and what we have found is we go and use these things almost exclusively on our trips. Chris has got a black pair that he can get away with even wearing like to dinner and stuff. I don't wear these to dinner, but you can really go just about anywhere. You can walk forever, and they're incredibly comfortable. There's a lot of scientific information about what makes them great that you can check out, but in our experience, these have made a big difference for us over what we were doing before, which was just running shoes. So if you're gonna walk a lot, and you probably are, and you want some stability, I like a lot of stability because we're going over things like cobblestones and trails and all kind of things that are uneven. These are the shoes, and we will always have them on our trips. In fact, we bought 2 or 3 extra pair because we always want to have them in stock, and we absolutely recommend them. Give them a shot, they're worth it. Okay, this one always gets a lot of laughs at airports, but I swear by these. I swear by these. Toe socks. These are socks that have individual pockets for each of your 10 toes. And these things have been a lifesaver for me. As I talked about, we walk a lot, sometimes 10 to 20 miles a day. And one of the things that I did, no matter what I did in terms of socks, I wound up getting blisters between my toes sometimes, depending on what I was doing and the heat and that kind of stuff. And then I found these. And these things stopped it all. It's really interesting, and you get people talk to you in airports like crazy, believe me, because a lot of people haven't seen them. But of course, it allows each of your individual toes to be wrapped, and so they don't rub against each other. You have the fabric there, and I don't have any blisters anymore. So every time I go on vacation, and really even if I'm walking around DC or wherever I am, very much, I put these on, and they're a lifesaver. They're made out of Cool Max, which is some material that just keeps it cool. They wash great, and I have probably 20 pair of them. It's a real conversation starter, like I said, at airports, but the important thing is this stuff really works, and I have never had any more problems, and I recommend these to everybody that I talk to. If you travel the world like we do, and you want to take your internet access and your streaming and all that with you, you need a VPN. And we use ExpressVPN, and it has been amazing. Essentially a VPN, you pay for a service, and it allows you to connect from the internet wherever you are into a server in your local area. And so in our particular case, we set it to Washington, D.C. So if we're sitting in Tel Aviv, we can VPN in through the internet in Tel Aviv and to the internet and to our service providers. It looks like we're in Washington, D.C. Because of different restrictions they have on content and streaming and that kind of thing, we have found it to be a lifesaver. Also, even if you're just trying to get into local websites or national, DC or US websites, and you're sitting halfway across the world, sometimes there are all kind of security issues. Those all go away when you use a VPN. So we have it on our phones, we have it on our iPads, and we just turn the VPN on. It's got what we need, and then it looks like we're local wherever we are in the world. It's absolutely been something that we recommend and use every time we're on vacation. Okay, we love our TV, and we don't want to be restricted when we're on the road as much as we are, so you gotta have Google Chromecast. What this does, it allows you through this stick to take your streaming services with you wherever you are. If you're in a hotel, you can pop it into the television. If you're in Airbnb, do the same, etc. and it allows you basically to just bring your streaming services with you. It couples great with a VPN that we've talked about, and it actually allows you to really have television just like you're at home. So we have found that this has been essential for us as we want to watch big televisions, not just on our tablet or on our computer, and have streaming services availability just like we're at home. It allows you to do that, it's easy to carry, and it works everywhere.
Watch this video to see what's next on our adventures and check out our customizable merchandise store. See you soon!